Shalom Yasharala. Before we go into this lesson, we give all honor, all glory, and all praises be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakodash. We give double honors to the apostles and prophets and elders of JMS Camp, better known as Great Millstone, for they bring forth the 100% truth that I been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David, and I'm brother Zaria coming through this lesson. Now we're doing this lesson based on the Gentiles, which was also mentioned in the screenshot that I had, where the person was talking about Gentiles because they misunderstand what Gentile really means. Gentiles, when they go into the Hebrew tongue, it gives you the root definition of what Gentile really is. So let's get a precept to that. Let me get the word Gentile. So I don't know why do we need someone up to the Gentiles. Let me try that. Okay, that's better. Alright, so the reason I want to bring this precept is for you all to understand more of what this is going into, right? So what Gentiles have three different meanings. First, the transliteration is goy or goyam.
Strong's H 1471. Goy. Goy.
Or below, as you see, goyam, which means nations. So it goes into the word nations, people. It says nations and people, usually of non-Hebrew origin. And it says the descendants of Abraham, and it goes into what? Of Israel. So you see it by definition, the word Gentiles has been referred to as other nations, as well as the nation of the children of Israel. So, with that understanding, this is why it is important to apply certain scriptures like 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 16 and 17. All scriptures is given by the inspiration of power and is profitable for doctrines, for reproof, and for corrections, and for instructions in righteousness, that a man may be perfect and truly furnished unto all good works. Because coming across the same title, the same word, so that title, by the name of Gentile, you would have a more base understanding instead of narrowing it down to only non-Israelite people. This is what Christians have stemmed to do. And they know what we're saying is correct, but they still would begin to lean off of their own understanding and completely ignore the fact of it, which is showed very, very well clear here. It goes back to the word goyam, our Gentiles goes back to, which is what? Nation or people, and it gives definition which mentioned here. So without further ado, now we can go into 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verses 2. Let's go from verses 1. It says, now concerning the spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Which is crystal clear. Now, even when you get in the NLT, ye know when ye were still pagans, you were led astray, swept along in worshipping speechless idols. How could they be swept along in worshipping speechless idols if they are not Israel? Because the heathens have their gods, matter of fact, the scripture literally says, all their gods are idols. So how could these people mentioned here not be Israel if they are led away into idol worship when the heathens already have their idol worshipping gods? They have already been worshipping these idols as their gods. This must be a main question in your head. It is impossible for an actual Gentile, not concerning Israel, forgetting their heritage or growing up in another nation, literal Gentiles. It is impossible, which is of as well as of the heathen nations, which people basically go into. It is impossible for a heathen, a non-Israelite, straight up, to be swept away into idol worship. Literally. So there's only one conclusion to this. Hence why this precept breaks all precepts concerning what Gentile really is. And it's an undeniable fact that it's talking about an Israelite here. More so the Jews. So whether you like it or not, this is what it is. Because we have many examples even in the Apocrypha. Let me get a precept. I want to get this precept. I need to get this precept. Let's get first Maccabee chapter. Are we already in Maccabees? Let's go back. Let's go down to 1 and verses 11. If it could load. Okay, good. It loads. Verses 11, it says, "In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrows. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen." What did he do? To do after the ordinances of the heathen. A very clear example. Whereupon they built places of exercise at Jerusalem according to the heathen's customs, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. It's literally giving you the answer as to why they were carried away to these dumb idols. Going forward, jump up to verses 41. "And moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathens agreed according to the commandments of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath." It's telling you, it's literally telling you who these Gentiles is. And this doesn't happen just now. You can even go into Psalms 106 as to how Israel became heathen. They were practicing heathen ways and customs. Literally, part of the curse is us being led away from the truth. Led away onto these other nations and onto these dumb idols. When you go into Deuteronomy, it tells you, let me get a precept before you come back into this. 28 and 64. It says what? "And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. There thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone." It's telling you that you are going to be led away onto these dumb idols in the very law. So for Christians to come up with the conclusion that 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 2 is referring to heathens, something is really and truly wrong with you. That means you didn't study. That means you don't read. Literally, don't go into history. Go back and study. So coming to try to debunk Israelites when you yourself don't have the information to do so. Because the truth of the fact of the matter is, the truth is the truth. It's not going to change. Stop trying. It's not going to work out well for you. Alright? It's right here. Look at the next precept. Very similar to this. Right. It says, and Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in numbers among the heathens, whether Yahweh shall lead you. Verse 8, and there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. These gods mentioned are the heathens' gods. I want to get that precept. Oh, shit. I believe. Right. Psalms, yeah, right here. See? Or even, for all the gods of the people are idols, but Yahweh made the heavens. For Psalms 96 and verses 5, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh made the heavens. And who is it referring to? Let's get a precept right here in Sirach 17 and 17. It identifies that exact same fact. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. Oh, wait. So you see separation of these different gods being who? So you understand now where this is going to. I think I want to make sure I get it clear. I don't want to butcher it. There's another precept. If I ain't get it, I ain't get it. But I know it's somewhere here. I'm going to check Google if anything. Is it Psalms, I believe, right? Bear with me. Okay, right. It is what it is. But we get the point. We get the point already. The point has been drawn. So get back into 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verses 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. And for those who don't realize, in this precept, that word Gentile does go into the word pagans. So ye know ye were pagans, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. That means they were made pagans by their actions, and that they received judgment, which was exactly identified and explained even in 1 Maccabees chapter 11, chapter 1 and verses 11 to 15, and from 40 onwards. Let's go back to the Maccabees one time, because we already identified that these other nations have their gods, and all their gods are idols. We just made that clear. That's undeniable. So let's keep going. Let's see more of which we became unclean. We became pagan. More of which we became what? Gentiles. Let's go. It says, for the king had sent letters by messenger unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judea, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival day, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. So they are making themselves abominable with all manner of wickedness. They are going according to the ways of the heathen. That's a direct that's a direct cut, because the precept in Leviticus, which we'll get just now, let's keep going, says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanations, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So at the end of the day, many of them had to do it. We know many of the Israelites how to put it? They would rather be unalive than to do these abominable things. That we have many great stories about these things. But now let's get into the point. We got a precept in. I lost you and told you just now, but again, Leviticus chapter 18 and verses 26 come down. It says, "Ye should therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourn among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled." See? This is John verse 29. "And for whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the soul that commit them shall be cut off from among their people." You know what it means to be cut off? It literally goes into different definitions, one being annihilated, one meaning exile. One meaning eliminated. Eliminated means to be unalived. Next one being exile, which is to be removed from the land. It goes on to continue, or removed from among their people. It goes on to continue. "Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinances, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs," see, "which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am Yahweh your power." Simple, clear cut. So that is how they became pagan. This is how they became how to put it, Gentiles, to be exact, because they were exiled. They were cut off among their people for the manner of wickedness they did in the time of the what? Grecian Empire. Time of the Greek with Antiochus Epiphanes. Maccabees is literally a history line leading up to Greco-Roman Empire, which is mentioned in Corinthians. Literally, you can't get better than that, really and truly. So if you don't study your history, you can't get in history. So Maccabees, so this precept, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and verses 2, is impossible to be referring to what? It is impossible to be referring to actual Gentiles. A Gentile cannot be led away into worshiping idols if their gods are already idols. That's all I'm saying. And they know that their gods are idols, and many of them have made clear mention that they know that. So it is impossible for you to say that is actually Gentile, actual heathens. No, it's not. It's actually Israelites that have fallen into a lower state, being in a gentilic or a heathen state of mind. Heathendom, to be exact. So I hope this information was clear and you find this is not hard to do. This is supposed to be understandable. Everybody must know at this point, for you to put Gentile carried away onto these dumb idols, even as they were led in the same sentence, it goes back to what? The law and testimony. Which is why I conjure you to stay. You must study to show yourself approved. I hope my name not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, because if you don't study, you will be tripped up with words like Gentile in this context, in this information here. Hence why we know for a fact they will never be able to get it, because number one, the main thing they fail to do is to come out of a 501c3 tax exemption church, and they have not leave that yet, nor have they forgotten the teachings of that. And I'm only talking to the 2/3 of our people. I don't care for anybody else, to be honest. They are not my priority nor my responsibility at this point in time. Only Yasharala. This is why 2/3 of Yasharala of Israel are in a gentile state of mind, who willingly go after the idols. Even in this day and age, they still go after idols without even knowing they're going after idols. Like Serapis Christos or Jesus Christos, which the world called Jesus Christ. It's not the same person as in the actual scripture. Just add the name in, that's it. So Shalom Yasharala, Kal Halal Yam Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash, We give double honors to the apostles and prophets and elders of GMS Camp. Bethlehem Great Milton for the bring forth the 100% truth that I be currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David. And I am Roberto Zariak saying to you, Shalom.